Your Saturday afternoon will never be dull and boring when you're staying tuned to Y254 from 12 to 2 as we seek keeping you posted with the latest in sports, both local and beyond. My name is Maxwell Wasika, and of course I'm taking you through. Robert Osoro missing in action, not feeling well, but we shall be looking forward to have him probably Monday during Spotlight on Sports, as we wish him quick recovery so that he comes to terms as far as health stability is concerned. And now joining me right now to take us through the analysis as far as international football is concerned, various fixtures lined up as far as European leagues is concerned. Diblo Kaberia, a reputable football commentator, and a man who has passion, whose passion for football is so unmatched. I'm heaping a lot of praise on him, though he doesn't deserve this one. And alongside Oprah Chebet, also a Man United diehard supporter and a keen follower of European football. Good to have you.
Thank you.
And glad to join us on this particular set. Your first time having been here. Diblo, how does it feel?
Diblo is okay.
Where have you been, man?
How do I have to say? I've just been around.
You've just been around?
Yes.
Oprah, how does it feel being here for the first time?
Wow, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone is awesome.
I see.
Including myself.
Did you have to say that?
Diblo,
Yes.
mechi kadhaa leo, Man City dhidi ya Liverpool 2:30 PM East African time. Unafikiriaje kuhusu huo mchuano?
Okay, ni bonge la mechi, ni mechi kubwa. Hasa tukiangalia mechi ambayo imepigwa juzi kati ya miamba wa soka Liverpool dhidi ya Arsenal. Waliona kibano kikubwa sana Arsenal. Kwa hiyo Liverpool wanakuja katika mchezo huu akiwa na nguvu sana ya kupambana na Manchester City, kwa sababu kupiga Arsenal magoli manne si mchezo. Kwa hiyo kazi iko kwa Manchester City kupambana na Liverpool.
Kazi ipo kwa Manchester City, lakini Philippe Coutinho, despite being linked to a move to Barcelona, he didn't make it through. His back training with the lads. Maybe unaona atakuwa nguzo muhimu kwenye azma ya Liverpool kuweza kuchukua
Coutinho ni mchezaji mzuri, lakini kivyangu sidhani kwamba hii mechi ya Cosetto kuweza kupiga, kwa sababu amekuwa katika timu ya Brazil, aliingia dakika kama 74. So nadhani kwamba mechi hii tukiangalia vile inavyokwenda ni kwamba mechi nzito kwa mtu Coutinho ambaye alikuwa anafikiria kwenda Barcelona. Na dream yake ilikuwa kucheza Barcelona season hii, lakini sasa haikuwezekana. Kwa hiyo walizungumza na Klopp jana, nimeangalia katika mitandao wakisema kwamba walizungumza wakasikizana. Na nadhani Coutinho wameagree kwamba asicheze mchezo wa leo. Ni mechi kubwa ambayo imekuja too soon.
Oprah, City playing at home at Etihad, and Pep Guardiola is optimistic that he can pick 3 maximum points against his rivals Liverpool. What do you think, and probably who do you think will be standout players as far as that fixture is concerned?
Well, it is a tough contest. Remember, Liverpool, they came, like, they beat Arsenal the other time 3-1. 3-1 really. Actually, Liverpool are on point. They're good, and concerning Man City, they are at home, but it is a difficult game, and for my case, I think it will be a draw.
It will be a draw. Already
Yes.
she's giving her prediction and speculating. Of course, disclaimer, the predictions being given by my panelists don't necessarily reflect those of the touchline, and in case you place a bet and it happens to not to materialize, don't blame it on me.
Oh, somebody's betting, eh?
Probably, Touchline has a huge audience following, and I know several young people are keenly following the proceedings on the show, and they can go by your speculations and place a bet in case it hits a snag. Disclaimer, I'm not to blame. Diblo Kaberia.
Yes.
Pep Guardiola, he has not been much successful since joining Etihad-based club from Bayern Munich. Initially, he was at the Barcelona, and a lot has been said about him that he thrives on getting a team that has already capable and potential players. Something that happened at the Allianz Arena and Camp Nou. What do you think of his capability as he seeks to retain the title, to win the title with City?
To me, Guardiola is one of the best coaches in the world. No doubt about that. I don't know the reason why people they're talking about Guardiola. Maybe he was just good at Barcelona. Now the Premier League is too tough. I don't think so.
Inasemekana Guardiola anaweza tu shinda ligi kuu nchini Uingereza iwapo labda City itaweza kuwa na kikosi maalum jinsi ilivyofanyika Bayern Munich akiwa Barcelona pia.
Ndio nakwambia Guardiola si kocha kwamba unafanya ubashiri kwamba ni kocha ambaye ni mbovu. To me is the finest coach. Lakini tatizo ni kwamba ligi ya Premier kidogo jengiana vile alikuwa na mpango kule Hispania. Wajua yeye ni mtu ambaye akona DNA ya Catalonia. Kwa hiyo ile tikitaka Barcelona ilikuwa inaingiana vizuri. Sasa hapa katika ligi ya Uingereza ni kwamba kuna tofauti. Namna wanavyocheza wachezaji na namna makocha wanafundisha ni tofauti. Initially ilikuwa ni kick and run in England. Lakini sasa kidogo utapata kwamba wanaanza kupiga ngoma kiasi ya kwamba wengi wanafurahia kuona labda mpira wa Liverpool, Arsenal, unachanganya. Kwa hiyo Guardiola kwa kifupi Guardiola ni one of the best coach to me. Na kuna uwezekano akachukua ligi ya Uingereza. Kuna uwezekano.
Oprah, now over to you. Acquisitions by Manchester City. I don't know, what do you have to talk about them? Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker, and even the new goalkeeper. City acquiring several players during the just concluded transfer window, and Liverpool, you know, also acquiring Mohamed Salah, who just scored during 4-0 routing of Arsenal, and even he scored during international break when Egypt was playing against Uganda. What do you think about the acquisitions and transfer of both teams?
Well, for Manchester, they bid for so many players. They're good players, but they spend a lot of money buying the players. But it's a good team, but I don't see them actually coming and topping and winning. It will take them time to adapt to, you know, concerning.
You're talking that from perspective of being a Man United supporter. Now that you probably hate City.
It's not the hate.
Owing to the rivalry you teams share.
Well, it's not the hate, but well, Pep Guardiola bought. When we look at their defenders, right now they have a good defenders. They bought like 5 defenders, right? Kyle and the rest. They are very good defenders, but I think for Pep Guardiola, he's a good coach, like my
Diblo said.
Yes, it's very good coach, but for him he needs time to, adapt. Not even time. EPL is
tough.
Yeah,
title.
It's a tough title. So for the players they bought, well, it's a good thing for them, but
Diblo, kulingana na wewe wachezaji ambao timu zote ziliweza kununua, maoni yako?
Timu gani sasa?
Timu zote, Liverpool na City.
Manchester City wamechukua players wazuri. Nikiangalia Becky Mendy, nikiangalia Andrew Silva, nikiangalia
Kyle Walker.
Yeah, Kyle Walker, one of the best fullback right. Amechukua the best players. Ameongeza nguvu, atakuwa na depth, ataweza piga ngoma vizuri, asiwe na sababu. Akishindwa na ligi safari, sina la kumtetea.
Liverpool wameweza kuchukua Salah. Salah aliweza kufunga during international break for his national team Egypt when they were locking horns against our neighbors Uganda, and he also scored when Liverpool beat Arsenal the other weekend.
Brilliant player. At the moment in Afrika, katika bara la Afrika sidhani kama kuna striker kama Mohamed Salah. Brilliant, eh?
Yeah.
Mwangalia katika mechi zote amepiga, hata kule Italia. Hiyo wanamuita African Messi. Brilliant. Left, pace, ana macho ya kuona mabao. Brilliant.
Of course, it's the touchline on Y254. We're talking about international football, and several matches are lined up this weekend. My name is Maxwell Wasika, and remember you can be part of the show. Just interact with us on our social media handles at Wasika Maxwell. That's my Twitter handle, at touchline Y254, at touchline Y254. As far as our Facebook page is concerned, we also have a new WhatsApp messaging line 0700345457. Keep your contributions coming, and you can speculate and give your predictions. In case you are a lucky winner, probably we can award you with some prizes. You never know, you can come on this particular platform and defend your team and, you know, take us through the analysis as far as international football is concerned. Of course, Liverpool taking on Manchester City this particular afternoon in an early kick-off English Premier League clash, 2:30 East African time. And besides that, also several matches lined up. You know, Arsenal taking on Bournemouth, Brighton playing host to West Bromwich Albion, Everton locking horns against Tottenham Hotspur, Leicester City playing against Chelsea Football Club, the defending champion, Southampton playing Watford, then Stoke City playing at home against Manchester United. Diblo Kaberia. Tuongelee mchuano baina ya Everton na Tottenham Hotspur. Everton wako na Wayne Rooney, ameweza kutoka United akajiunga na timu yake ya zamani. Tottenham pia wako na wachezaji wazuri, Harry Kane pale mbele akiendelea tu kuimarika na kufunga mabao ili kuweza kusaidia Spurs labda kushinda EPL title.
Kivyako kama kuna mechi ya kuangalia ni leo. Goodison Park. Timu nyumbani Everton dhidi ya Tottenham. Pambano lina yake. Isipokuwa kidogo Tottenham wakipiga katika uwanja wa Wembley wana nuksi, wana mikosi, wana swara. maoni ya washabiki wa Liverpool, wa Tottenham. Hii ni mechi ambao sidhani kama watakubali Everton kupigwa nyumbani. Mechi kubwa. Na Tottenham nikiangalia wako na strike nzuri, Harry Kane, Dele Alli, na upande wa Everton Sigurdsson amekuja, Rooney yuko hapo. Bonge la mechi. Ni mechi ambao sitaki kusema magoli yatapatikana timu zote, lakini magoli yakosekane. Kwa kifupi magoli yatapatikana. Tutaona burudani.
Oprah,
yes.
You are a diehard supporter of Manchester United. Wayne Mark Rooney is the former captain of your team. He just made a switch to his boyhood club, Everton, and probably wanna be featuring this particular afternoon against Spurs. He was caught during midweek when other players were on international break, of course, owing to his retirement with the national team, Three Lions. Now he's having free time, enjoying himself, and he was caught with some, ugly incidents. And probably Ronald Koeman, the Everton tactician, will be summoning him to initiate some disciplinary proceedings against him. Do you think his actions during midweek, and now with speculation rife that his wife, who is pregnant with him, might ditch him, will affect his performance against Spurs?
Well, looking at Rooney is a good player. He's a legend. He was brilliant at Manchester United and went back to Everton. He's at Everton, and for these few from the gossips and the speculations, he was actually caught drunk, and he's having problems with the wife, Colleen, and Colleen might want for a divorce, and I think it will affect him. Actually, he's having a bad time right now, but it's his own, is the one who caused all the problems. So as much as we are looking at Tottenham and Everton, Rooney still has to play a role, but I think he is affected. Yeah.
And talking about Spurs, they have been accused of low wage terms to their players, and probably some of their high profile players might ditch them in case they doesn't improve the earnings and remuneration package for the players. They didn't sign a lot, only acquiring probably a player, and losing, parting ways with Kyle Walker, who joined City, and Harry Kane has been quite phenomenal up front. Do you think it will be a determining factor as far as that particular fixture is concerned?
Well, for Tottenham have been good. It's a good team. They are the best actually. When you look at the last season game, they were really playing well. They would have actually won the trophy, but they messed up around somewhere. But looking at why they didn't buy the players, I think they have good players and consistency. So once they have their own players, so I don't see them. I don't see not buying the players actually affecting them. They are still good.
And they also signed Sajauri from PSG, and Sigurdsson joins Everton from Swansea. What do you think?
Even the Ajax captain, Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen.
Brilliant player. So nadhani hii timu ya Everton, kama mambo itakwenda vizuri, itakatalia hapa, kuna watu wengine wataondolewa. Ustaje timu.
Diblo.
Anazungumzia nne bora. Maoni yangu muhakiki ni kwamba Everton vile amenunua kocha wake Mholanzi Koeman ameleta wachezaji wazuri, na nadhani iwapo wataingiana, unajua pia kuleta ni kazi na kuingiana ni kazi nyingine. Iwapo wataingiana, Everton wanaweza katalia hapa kwa nne bora.
Watakatalia hapo.
Nimesema kuna uwezekano kuna watu watafagiliwa. Sijazaja timu yote.
Diblo Kaberia, muhakiki wa soka, of course his passion for football internationally is so unwavering, and is a reputable football commentator, just joining us alongside Oprah Kiki, a football enthusiast as well, to take us through the in-depth analysis of international football fixtures in various European leagues is concerned. Are you still a Barcelona supporter?
Die hard. He's a born again Catalan.
But Real Madrid are giving you sleepless nights nowadays.
Just a matter of time. You understand? The year 2009-2013 Barcelona were marvelous. So hii kidogo hii imetokea mwaka wa 2015 mpaka 2017 kidogo nuksi hapa na pale kidogo watu wanaona Real ni moto, lakini si kivyangu sidhani, kwa sababu mchezaji ambaye kwa kweli tunategemea zaidi katika Barcelona si mmoja. Wengi wanafikiria ni Messi, lakini Barcelona, my friend, Iniesta amekuja, Dembele, squad imesimama, Sidhani kama kwamba ni one man team vile wanafikiria, lakini huu msimu wacha tuone.
Diblo, mlipania kupata usajili wa Philippe Coutinho mkakosa, lakini mkaweza kupata usajili wa Ousmane Dembele kutoka Borussia Dortmund. Unaona maoni yako kuhusu uwezo wa Dembele kuweza kuziba ile nafasi iliyoachwa na Neymar aliyejiunga na Paris Saint-Germain?
Nadhani kuziba si tatizo kwa sababu ameziba tayari. Kuadapt tiki taka ndio kazi. Lakini kivyangu Barcelona wako wanamhitaji sana mchezaji Coutinho. Walikuwa wanamhitaji sana Dembele. Ile pace, ile speed. Huyu ni mchezaji ambaye ni two footed, ni tall, anapiga maguu yote mawili, ni goal poacher. Barcelona wamepata player.
Wameweza kupata
1.5 million euros worthy.
Barcelona wanacheza dhidi ya Espanyol leo usiku mida ya saa 3:45. Real Madrid inacheza na Levante, Valencia na Atletico Madrid, Sevilla na Eibar. Tuangazie mchuano wa Barcelona na Espanyol. Espanyol hapo zamani imeweza kuletea Barcelona shida. Labda unaweza fikiria the previous situation can be repeated tonight?
Sidhani kwa sababu hawa ni vilemea. Hawa Espanyol wanalemea tu. Kwa msimu wote wanangoja tu Barcelona wapige nao wapate draw. Kwa sababu imagine miaka 9 hawajapata bao.
Umewaita vilemea?
Vilemea. Unajua vilemea ni kama wale mende wanang'ang'ania ng'ombe, viroboto. No. Espanyol ni wazuri lakini si kaliba Barcelona. Magoli yatapigwa na si kwamba atapigwa kidogo, atapigwa tu kwa sababu pale ni Camp Nou. Barcelona ni squad ya pili katika kuwekeza value. Espanyol Dembele peke yake ni Espanyol nzima, kwa hiyo ni vitu viwili tofauti.
Oprah, do you read from the same script with Diblo that Barcelona will be forced to record with this season? And Real Madrid is no longer their serious opponent. Of course, Real Madrid, the Los Blancos, they are UEFA Champions League winners, Super Cup winners, having beaten Manchester United, La Liga winners, and they have dominated Spanish La Liga headlines. And it's been rumored that Zinedine Zidane is a man to give Barcelona sleepless nights and probably bring to an end their dominance in Spanish football. What do you think?
Well, looking at Barcelona, I think Barcelona having a hard time. Remember, they're yet to replace Neymar's gap. Yeah, I'm seeing you. And well, Dembele is a good player. He's little, so good. But I don't think it will take Neymar's gap. Yeah, to take time. As much as Dembele is a good player. So for Barcelona, they are missing the combination, you know, the Messi, Neymar, and MSL. They're missing that, and for them to deliver, it will take time. And remember, they're under a new coach. Again, they're transitioning, and again, their players are very old. Barcelona actually needs to
come again.
Not very old, but. They've been the likes of Iniesta. They're getting
the oldest player, that's 3.
Yeah. So probably Barcelona needs to do something again about their players.
The age limit.
Yeah, the age.
Yeah. Messi, Suarez, 30 years, not bad. That's the peak of the player. You understand?
And you know the likes of
I'm talking about the defenders. Look at your defenders.
Diblo.
Yes.
Piqué.
Diblo.
Towards 30.
Labda, let's talk about your midfield. Andres Iniesta, you know, is also getting old. Sergio Busquets,
at 33 getting old.
Defensive midfielder as well. Maybe unaona imefika wakati sasa Barcelona waweze kuziba hizo pengo na walete wachezaji ambao wako na miaka.
Sidhani kama miaka 33 ni mingi sana. Unakumbuka Andrea Pirlo 36, Italy midfield dynamo, na anapiga vitu vinakwenda. Sidhani. Kwa hiyo tuseme amekuja Paulinho 29, si mbaya. Midfield iko sawa. Kuna Sergio Roberto, Kiraka, mweke fullback right, mweke midfield, mpeleke attack. Brilliant player. So sioni kwa nini wasiwasi. Na mechi ya leo kumbuka ni Catalan derby. Espanyol Barcelona derby. Mechi ngumu lakini final score definitely Barcelona.
Real Madrid, Marco Asensio ameongelewa sana, huenda akaweza kupatia na kufanya Gareth Bale aondoke Real Madrid kwa sababu is the new kid on the block and is performing exceptionally well for Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid's team. Unafikiria vipi kuhusu Marco Asensio? Na ameweza kujumuishwa kwenye kikosi ya timu ya taifa ya Uhispania.
Marco Asensio alipokuwa timu ya Osasuna alikuwa anapeana Barcelona kwa milioni 3 za euro. Barcelona wakasema tuko wachezaji wengi wazuri tu wadogo La Masia. Wakachukua Douglas wa Brazil. Huyo Douglas wa Brazil alipiga dakika 23 La Liga misimu karibu mitatu. Unaona Asensio amedhihirisha kwamba sio club level peke yake, hata kimataifa anapiga magoli. It's a brilliant player to me, na nikiangalia vile anavyopiga mabao anaweza ondoka Real kama hapa atapewa nafasi na Zidane. Unajua pale kuna Bale, Ronaldo, na ukiangalia vile timu inapiga, Asensio nadhani wakati wa kudhihirisha kwamba yeye anastahili kuwa first 11. Kivyangu ni player mzuri, brilliant player.
Of course, Emmanuel Alo is watching the show and he's saying it's a brilliant program, and he's waiting for his fixture, being a Chelsea supporter at 5 p.m. East African time. And let's talk about Chelsea before we talk about Manchester United against Stoke City. Oprah, what do you think about Chelsea's chances to retain the title they won last year and Antonio Conte? Of course, it seems that Diego Costa might not feature for them anymore.
Well, let's not even talk about Diego. They should release Diego and forget about him. And for them retaining the title, chances are very slim. I don't see them retaining, despite the fact that they bought the new players, they have a new squad, and looking at them playing, they're still good, but retaining the title, no.
It has been rumored that there is some cold hostility in Chelsea's dressing room because Antonio Conte wants to stamp authority and be a man to determine and decide which players he acquires during transfer window. Maybe do you think that will eventually contribute towards Chelsea's performance this season?
Well, losing out in a dressing room is it's not a good thing, really, concerning with the players. And for Conte, I thought Conte was a good coach, but now he's coming to at a knocking with. It's not good. Somehow he's fighting with the players, and that one might actually make them lose. It's not a good thing. And for instance, when we look at a coach like Zidane is a very good coach. See how he relates.
He's a lucky coach.
No, but how he relates with players. What do you say lucky? Because
motivation, ana motivate power, lakini he's just a lucky coach to me.
But so far he's a good coach.
Unafikiria vipi kuhusu Chelsea na matumaini yao kuweza?
Chelsea imeleta squad poa. Conte amekusanya players wengi wazuri, isipokuwa ana Uitaliana mwingi. Kama vile akona Ufaransa mwingi. Na ni vitu vya kawaida kwa dunia. Lakini kivyangu nadhani kupigana na Diego Costa, jana ile parking yake ya gari imetolewa. Ameambiwa park kwa reserve team. Hiyo ni dharau kubwa sana. Wangemwachilia ende zake Atletico ama ende zake katika ligi nyingine. Lakini kivyangu Conte vile alivyosema kungangana na players na kuanza kuleta vurugu hapa na pale. Haisaidii players. Fabregas ni Espanyol. Kuna kina Pedro ni Maspanyola, wakiona mwenzao Mspanyola anadhulumiwa. Na huyu ni Mtaliana, si Muingereza. Definitely hapo performance kidogo.
Tukimalizia Man United against Stoke City this evening, late kick-off. Man United are the current league leaders and they have been tipped favorites to clinch the title owing to the players they signed in Romelu Lukaku, Victor Lindelof, Nemanja Matic from Chelsea Football Club, and he's been an integral part as far as United's midfield is concerned. Stoke City, wewe waita beba. Sijui mbona wewe waita hivyo.
Walikuwa na beba watu. Walikuwa wanapiga watu viatu. Kina Shukros, watu wanakuwa mashabiki kwa sana nakumbuka. Walikuwa wanavunja, mimi nilikuwa natoka vunja. Walikuwa wanapiga watu vibaya. Lakini sasa kidogo Maki Yuji ameleta tofauti. Mchezo ambao unachezwa pale katika ule uwanja si mchezo. Nadhani watu wa Manchester wanapokwenda kule wasiende na kiherehere kwa sababu wangeuliza Arsenal safari yao ya mwisho walipokwenda kule ilikuwaje? Ule uwanja si uwanja mchezo. Ni uwanja ambao upepo. Hali ya anga pale si pazuri kwa timu, lakini timu za London ni sawa, manake baridi ni hali ya anga ni the same. Na nikiangalia Manchester United wamekwenda pale kama kwamba ni viongozi wa ligi. Hiyo iko kwamba wanaongoza ligi. Squad iko sawa, lakini pale uwanja ule siopati matokeo 100%.
Oprah, unakubaliana na Diblo kwamba apatii Man United 100%?
Well, currently we are doing good, but I think Stoke City versus Manchester, it's a big test for Mourinho. Remember, since Bakason left, we've never beaten actually Stoke City at home. So beating Stoke City at home, it is a test for Mourinho. But looking at the squad,
brilliant squad, and up to now you yet to concede. Probably are you looking forward to the same tonight against Stoke?
Yeah, like I said, it's a tough game, but I don't see us conceding.
You don't see yourselves conceding?
We are keeping clean sheet.
Kabla ya hapo, amesema vizuri, lakini hebu nikuulize, Manchester United wanaongoza ligi, lakini tuangalie upinzani ambao wamecheza nao ndio waongoze ligi. Bado ni timu
ndogo. It's too early to say actually we are leading, but
you're confident kwamba we are leading the league?
Yeah, we are in good form.
Yeah.
Diblo, which means you, according to your own assessment, you think they haven't played some serious
exactly the equal opponent. Bado. Leicester City kidogo.
Touchline, we keep it cool and easy, and of course you know Easy does it this particular afternoon. 12-2, Maxwell Wasike taking you through. Diblo Kaberi and Oprah Kiki joining me to take us through international football analysis, and the show is just almost coming to an end, but remember the conversation goes on our social media handles at Wasike Maxwell, at Touchline Y25 for both Facebook and Twitter platforms, and you can also keep your messages coming through via WhatsApp 0700-345-457 and give your prediction as far as fixtures lined up this particular afternoon and this weekend in general are concerned. And remember, in rugby, Kabeberi Sevens happening at the RFUA grounds along Gong Road with 16 Division 1 teams taking part. Remember, last weekend it was time for Driftwood Sevens, and Homeboys RFC were crowned champions, and they will be looking forward to replicate the same glittering show this particular weekend along Gong Road. And Impala, the defending champions, have been pulled in Group C alongside not strongest opponents in the name of Black Blood of Kenyatta University, Oilers and Catholic Monks. So you can make your way to RFA and cheer your favorite team. And as far as Kenyan Premier League is concerned, several matches are also lined up, and before this, Simon Sepe Mulama and Ronnie Aloyo had just given their predictions as far as such matches are concerned. Let's keep an eye on the same and see what happens. But as we wind up, Diblo Kaberia, international break is over, international transfer window is over, and several teams went to the market, acquired players they were interested in. Starting with you, as far as international break is concerned, what was your highlight moment and probably exceptional and standout fixture?
South Africa defeats at home by Cape Verde, and of course I think Brazil draw versus Chile, I think. Yeah, it was very tough. I didn't expect that. In fact, I don't say that I lost my bet on South Africa, Bafana being beaten at home by Cape Verde.
Cape Verde?
Yeah, imagine.
So, nini mbaya na Bafana? South Africa has well-equipped facilities, financially they are stable, they are World Cup hosting country in 2010, but they don't seem like they are a great country football-wise, and they are having their replay against Senegal.
I'm saying I have nothing to say about South Africa because they are the best team, one of the best team in Africa. Seriously, Bafana being beaten at home by Cape Verde. I like Cape Verde, but beating South Africa at home, I didn't expect that. Also Ivory Coast wakinyanyasa nyumbani.
Diblo, yeah? Nilifikiria utasema Kenya dhidi ya Mozambique ndo ulikuwa mchuano wako wa kuvutia.
Walicheza?
That was international. Friendlies.
It was a friendly, of course, and part of the international break. Oprah, what was your exceptional moment as far as international break is concerned?
Looking at South Africa and Cape Verde, that was embarrassing actually. I didn't expect South Africa to be beaten at home. But for South Africa, we've known them, they are good facilities. It's a good team, but I don't know what happened. And
And Indomitable Lions of Cameroon were also beaten by Nigeria 4-0.
Even Algeria were beaten at home by Zambia, home and away.
So plenty of upsets.
Yeah, of course.
There's so many upsets.
Even USA were beaten by, I think, Honduras. Yeah, they were beaten by Costa Rica. So
and Uganda beat Egypt in Kampala.
That was obvious. They are good. Yeah, of course, Uganda, they are good. Apparently in South Africa, I think Uganda is the best team.
Uganda is the best team. Of course, those awards of Diblo Kaberia. And maybe let's talk about the just concluded transfer window, and English Premier League wants to adapt some program where transfers are closed before the kickoff of the league. What do you think about the move, and maybe should other leagues in Europe adapt the same?
I don't think it's good for some teams, because you can see the more you have more time, the more you have more time to look for the better players. So if the EPL comes close it very fast or earlier than the rest, they have tough time as well.
Diblo, Oprah, maoni yako?
I think it's a good thing, and the other European teams should actually follow the suit. For teams to acquire players, they should acquire their players early enough, and beating the deadlines, like the likes of Chamberlain. They are going at midnight, and I think when you buy players at a good time, it actually makes them to
acclimatize.
And poking players at the last minute, and at the rush. I don't think it's a good thing. So for EPL actually to say they want to close the transfer window before the season begins, it's a good thing.
Felix Okuro on Twitter is asking me to engage you on biggest losers and winners as far as transfer is concerned. He's saying, according to him, Paris Saint-Germain, the French moneybags, are the biggest beneficiaries. Diblo, tukimalizia, unakubaliana na hayo maoni?
Nakubali 100% kwa sababu ukiwa coach unacheka. Ukienda chooni unacheka kwa sababu unapopata player kama Neymar na Mbappe, mashallah, unafurahi tu. Kwa sababu lazima watu watapigwa mabao. Angalia Messi jana amekula 5. Juzi kuna mtu amepigwa 6.
And Mbappe scored last night on
our
his debut.
PSG. Labda wabahatike tu kukutana na Barcelona wapokea kiao, lakini the rest.
Biggest losers?
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
I thought so.
Wale ni nani? Who?
Alexander Lacazette.
It's a big
from
name?
Lyon.
It's a big name?
Yeah,
it's not a big
name. Attacker.
Zidane.
So you think Arsenal are the biggest losers?
Of course.
Oprah? Your opinion as far as biggest beneficiaries and losers as far as transfer window is concerned?
The biggest we are looking at, I want to echo with these sentiments. PSG, wow. Neymar, Kylian, Cavani. No, I think PSG should actually go for UCL trophy this time round. With the kind of the players they have, they are really.
They deserve UEFA Champions League title.
Yeah, they deserve. They actually deserve. And looking at Arsenal, they sold so many players, and apparently they didn't. They only bought one. So I don't know what's up with Wenger. Actually, I don't know. Maybe Arsenal fans know.
Solid show. It's been from 12 to 2, the touchline on Y254. Let's do this again next Saturday, same time, same place. My name is Maxwell Wasik. Of course, it's been a pleasure having you on board. Let's continue with this particular conversation on our social media handles, and on behalf of everyone who participated and contributed towards the success of this particular program, Janelle, Brian Kimani, Emmanuel Ndavula, Fadhili Athmani, and my producer, Josephat Emeje. Not forgetting the Super Tech TV programs manager Rachel Nakitari, alongside head of this particular team, Jackie Ledubu, and Brian Kimani, of course, not forgetting him. He's been an integral part as far as the technical aspect of this particular show is concerned. Keep it Y254, and Diblo and Oprah. Thanks for coming through. We shall be looking forward to have you next time.
Sure.
Have a fantastic weekend.
Interesting to see the 50-50